Imagine a world where entire countries are off limits to one of the most powerful nations on Earth, China. In 2025, that's becoming a reality as travel restrictions tighten and global tensions rise. These 10 countries have now closed their doors to Chinese citizens, marking a dramatic shift in international relations. Could your country be on this list? Stick around to find out, because what's happening globally might shock you. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more eye-opening updates on the evolving geopolitical landscape. Number 1. India. India and China have long had a fraught relationship, largely due to ongoing border disputes, especially along the line of actual control in the Himalayas. In 2020, this tension erupted into a deadly clash in the Gwyn Valley, resulting in casualties on both sides and further straining diplomatic relations. By 2025, these tensions have led India to significantly restrict entry for Chinese citizens, citing national security concerns. These restrictions now extend beyond government officials, severely affecting tourists, students, and business travelers. Chinese nationals face intense scrutiny when applying for visas, with most applications being rejected. The once thriving cultural, educational, and historical exchanges between the two nations have dramatically diminished, marking a significant low point in their relationship. Economic and diplomatic ties continue to suffer, with no signs of improvement in the near future. Number 2. Japan. Despite their geographic proximity and strong economic ties, relations between China and Japan have steadily worsened in recent years. A major point of contention is the ongoing dispute over the Sakyu Islands in the East China Sea, which both nations claim. This, combined with broader political tensions, has led Japan to impose stricter travel restrictions on Chinese nationals by 2025. While not a complete travel ban, the process for Chinese citizens to enter Japan has become increasingly difficult, with longer visa applications and enhanced security measures. These barriers have caused a significant drop in Chinese tourists, who previously made up a substantial portion of Japan's tourism industry, particularly in popular destinations like Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. The future of diplomatic and economic relations between China and Japan remains uncertain as tensions continue to simmer. Number 3. The United States. Amid escalating trade wars, technology disputes, and accusations of espionage, the US has tightened travel restrictions on Chinese nationals by 2025. Visa applications, particularly for students, scholars, and professionals, have become almost impossible to secure. The Biden administration has upheld these measures, citing national security concerns. This shift has drastically impacted the once thriving educational exchange between the two countries, with Chinese students now seeking alternative destinations in Europe and Asia. Tourism has also been hit hard, leading to a significant drop in Chinese visitors to major US cities like Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco, which previously saw millions of Chinese tourists. The restrictions have not only strained academic and cultural ties, but also dented economic gains from tourism, with no clear path toward easing tensions in sight. Number 4. Australia. Australia has historically been a popular destination for Chinese tourists, students, and immigrants. However, by 2025, relations between the two nations have deteriorated significantly due to rising concerns over foreign interference and political tensions. In response, the Australian government has intensified efforts to limit Chinese influence, resulting in stringent travel bans and widespread visa denials. This shift has had a profound impact on Australian universities, which once depended heavily on Chinese students for both tuition revenue and cultural diversity. Many are now facing financial challenges due to reduced enrollment. Additionally, Australia's tourism sector is experiencing a sharp decline in Chinese visitors, leading to a broader economic impact across various industries. This significant travel restriction has reverberated throughout the region, marking a notable downturn in Australia-China relations. Number 5. Canada. Canada's relationship with China has sharply declined, especially following the 2018 arrest of Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou, which intensified tensions between the two nations. By 2025, Canada has implemented stricter visa processes for Chinese citizens, driven by growing concerns about espionage and political interference. Chinese tourists, who once played a vital role in Canada's tourism industry, now encounter rigorous security checks and lengthy delays. Additionally, restrictions on student visas and work permits have significantly impacted educational and business exchanges. This has led to decreased enrollment from Chinese students and a slowdown in business collaborations. Despite ongoing negotiations, the travel restrictions remain stringent, reflecting the strained diplomatic ties and ongoing challenges in Canada-China relations. Number 6. The United Kingdom. Post-Brexit, the UK has realigned its foreign policy, increasingly coordinating with the US to address China's global influence. In 2025, this shift has led to stricter travel policies for Chinese citizens, driven by heightened concerns over cybersecurity and political instability in Hong Kong. Chinese students, who once formed a significant part of the UK's prestigious universities, now face drastically reduced visa approvals. This has also impacted the hospitality industry, which has seen a sharp drop in Chinese tourists. The UK's ongoing debate over China's role in global affairs continues to create a challenging environment for Chinese travellers. With tensions running high, the stringent travel restrictions reflect the broader geopolitical friction and make the UK a less accessible destination for those from China. Number 7. Vietnam. Despite both being socialist nations, Vietnam and China have long had a strained relationship, particularly over the contentious South China Sea dispute. By 2025, Vietnam has tightened entry restrictions for Chinese citizens in response to ongoing maritime tensions and rising nationalism. Chinese tourists who once frequently visited cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City now face significant barriers to entry, making travel nearly impossible. This shift has not only disrupted tourism, but has also impacted trade relations and cultural exchanges between the two countries. As Vietnam strengthens its ties with other regional powers, the rift with China has deepened. The current restrictions are unlikely to be eased in the near future, highlighting the growing distance between the two nations. Number 8. South Korea. South Korea's decision to deploy the US THAAD missile defense system has led to an enduring diplomatic conflict with China. In 2025, the fallout from this dispute continues to affect bilateral relations, with South Korea implementing stricter travel restrictions on Chinese citizens. Once a popular destination known for its vibrant culture and booming tourism industry, South Korea has experienced a noticeable decline in Chinese visitors. The travel restrictions have also impacted business relations as companies from both nations grapple with the tense political climate. South Korea's firm stance on restricting Chinese access suggests that these measures are unlikely to be relaxed in the foreseeable future, further straining the already fraught relationship between the two countries. Number 9. The Philippines. The Philippines and China have had a contentious relationship for years, primarily over the South China Sea dispute. In 2025, these tensions persist, with President Marcos Jr.'s administration imposing stricter travel restrictions on Chinese nationals, particularly those engaged in business and tourism. The Philippines is also enhancing its military ties with the US, further exacerbating the strain with China. As a result, Chinese tourists and investors who once frequented popular destinations like Manila and Cebu are now facing significant barriers to entry. This deepening political rift is expected to have lasting repercussions on both countries' economic and diplomatic relations, complicating future interactions and collaboration between the two nations. Number 10. Taiwan. Taiwan remains a critical flashpoint in China's foreign relations, with heightened tensions continuing into 2025. In response to China's increased military posturing and Taiwan's firm stance on sovereignty, Taiwan has implemented stricter travel restrictions on Chinese citizens. What was once a symbol of potential reconciliation, cross-strait travel has now nearly halted. Taiwanese authorities are meticulously screening Chinese travelers for potential espionage and security threats. This intensified scrutiny has led to a significant decline in both tourism and cultural exchanges, further entrenching the political divide between the two nations. Taiwan's unwavering commitment to its independence means it remains a no-go zone for Chinese citizens, underscoring the deepening rift and the challenging prospects for future dialogue and interaction. As we've seen, the global landscape is shifting rapidly, and the travel restrictions on Chinese citizens in 2025 are just one part of a larger geopolitical puzzle. These 10 countries have made it clear that their diplomatic relationships with China are more strained than ever, and the impacts are far-reaching from tourism to business to international education. As tensions rise, the world is becoming more divided, with travel bans and restrictions reshaping how nations interact on the global stage. The question is, how will this continue to evolve? Will more countries join the list, or will diplomatic efforts ease the strain? The ultimate 2025 travel list: easiest countries for Chinese citizens. In 2025, despite facing tensions and restrictions from certain countries, Chinese citizens can still easily visit several key destinations around the world, thanks to stable diplomatic relationships and growing economic cooperation. One of the most popular and accessible destinations for Chinese travelers remains Thailand. With its close geographical proximity, rich culture, unique cuisine, and the warm hospitality of the locals, Thailand continues to attract millions of visitors from China. Beyond tourism, the strong trade relationship and economic cooperation between the two countries have also helped make travel easier for Chinese nationals. Similarly, Malaysia and Singapore are important destinations with favorable entry policies for Chinese citizens. Malaysia, with its direct flights, diverse culture, and stunning natural landscapes, especially its islands and rainforests, remains a highly attractive spot. Meanwhile, Singapore, a global financial hub, not only welcomes tourists but also serves as a center for business, investment, and education, further strengthening the economic ties between the two nations. Despite its strict security policies, Chinese citizens still find it relatively easy to access travel and work services in Singapore. In addition, Middle Eastern countries, especially the United Arab Emirates (UAE), continue to maintain friendly relations and strong cooperation with China. Cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi are popular destinations due to their flexible visa policies and world-class shopping, entertainment, and architectural attractions. Economic collaboration, particularly in energy and investment sectors, has further strengthened the bilateral relationship, making travel to the UAE straightforward for Chinese citizens. Russia, one of China's largest strategic partners, also remains open and welcoming to Chinese travelers in 2012. The relationship between the two countries has flourished across many sectors, from economy and politics to military cooperation, paving the way for easier cultural and trade exchanges. China and Russia not only collaborate on major energy and infrastructure projects but also engage in various cultural and tourism activities that help strengthen ties between their citizens. Additionally, New Zealand and Nepal remain appealing destinations for their stunning natural landscapes and safe travel environments. New Zealand, known for its majestic mountains, crystal clear lakes, and clean living conditions, attracts many Chinese tourists who love nature. Nepal, situated at the foot of the Himalayas, offers Chinese travelers unique cultural and spiritual experiences with many sacred and historical sites. These countries not only maintain open tourism policies, but also promote cultural and educational exchanges. Serbia, a European nation, stands out with its visa-free policy for Chinese citizens, allowing them to visit without the complexities of visa procedures. This has facilitated the growth of tourism and investment between the two nations, making Serbia an increasingly attractive destination for Chinese travelers. Lastly, Pakistan, a key strategic and military partner of China, maintains a close relationship with Beijing. Large-scale investments within the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, (KEC), have further cemented this bond, creating favorable conditions for both tourism and economic cooperation. In conclusion, despite facing diplomatic challenges and travel restrictions in some parts of the world, Chinese citizens can still visit a wide array of countries that maintain strong diplomatic ties and economic partnerships with China. This flexibility highlights China's significant influence on the international stage, as these nations continue to welcome Chinese travelers, fostering cultural, tourism, and business exchanges in an increasingly globalized world. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth looks at international relations, travel updates, and international. Stay tuned for more crucial updates you won't want to miss.